Welcome to the podcast From Stress to Success Blueprint. I'm your host, Lolita Guarin, and today's episode 261. So, we're still talking this month about those New Year's resolutions. I know, you're probably thinking, oh my gosh, how much longer do we need to talk about that? We need to talk about that more if they don't work. All right, so I want to today about routine. Obviously, it's very important for us to have a routine. Number one, that's how we get things done, right? But number two, and I'm a stress management expert here. By the way, thank you so much for coming to my channel and watching my videos and liking my videos and subscribing to my channel. If you have not already, please go do so now or later. But okay, routine is very important to us because we just love to be in a comfort zone. Because when we don't have to be afraid what's going to happen next, we don't want to stress out about things, then we can relax and say, now I know this is great. That's why routine is extremely important to babies and pretty much all the children up to age 7, at least. Actually, routine works for all of us, even adults. Why? Because when we know what to expect, we stress less, we do not use so much energy, and then we not burn out at the end of the day, and then we can focus on things that actually need our attention and need our focus on. Okay, so as I've seen at least 3 things that, well, my clients and other people not really doing well that has to do with routines. Number one, they don't have one. They have no routines. The routine is running around without, like a chicken with a with a head cut off and seeing what's gonna happen next. Obviously, we do have some routines like we need to go to sleep, we need to eat, we need to go to work, we need to, like the children and all of that. But the successful routine, it really takes some planning and focusing with this that you really need to focus on. So ask yourself this question now. Do you have a routine that if I ask you right now, tell me about your routine? And you can just tell me like, oh, no problem at all. From this time to this time, I'm doing this. From this time to this, I'm doing this. And then I'm doing this. And depending on the day of the week, it's this and that. If you have this, leave me a comment below and say, yes, I do. And if you don't, or you do have, but one kind of like, well, it depends, then you need to work on that for the reason that I already mentioned before. So yeah, number one, have a routine. Number two, here's another mistake I noticed. A lot of people get on this routine thing and continue doing that out of the sake of having routine and having loyalty to that. Routines that actually don't work. Just because somebody told you that they doing this and somebody's walk around the block and they eating only beans for the day and they reading 45 minutes a day and then whatever something, that doesn't mean it works for you. What is really works for you? That's what you need to know. So I would recommend to stick with the routine for at least 2-3 months or a month and kind of just pay attention how you feel with the new things that you put on there. Do not put too much on your routine. Okay, talking about the to-do list, go check out my other previous podcast episodes about that, especially that has to do with New Year's. You really need to find something that just works for you. You need to make sure that you are keeping an eye on that. And if something doesn't work, you need to ask yourself a question, why? Is it that you have too much on it? Is maybe you constantly being interrupted. I have an episode about that. Or you kind of realize that there's just not enough time. It's just not enough time for all of that routine of yours, right? Good news is we can find time. And I have online membership, and we start the first month, we talk about time management and we're finding that time. So I highly recommend you to become a member if you have not already. All of this in the description below. If you on the checkout write a word, half off, you get 50% off of that online membership. I mean, it's a steal. And if you know someone that can use this information, forward that to them. So, okay, now when we got out of that, we get this out of our to-do list and say, okay, now we know what things work, what things don't work. And if it doesn't work, you can ask yourself a question: why are you also, next to all the things that don't work because of time, but how did that make you feel? Do you feel maybe resentful towards that, towards doing something? Ask yourself, maybe something that your routine is really too big for you. Maybe you don't feel comfortable with that. Maybe you don't have enough help that can help you with that. So those are a lot of questions that you need to ask yourself. I know, you already probably know what I'm going to say. I have episodes about that. Is you need to ask yourself why you don't want to ask for the people for help, why you feel resentful towards achieving your goals or having just a regular routine. What does mean success to you? Why are you afraid of it? Do you feel like you're not worthy of that? I know those are a lot of questions that you need to ask yourself. If you need help, I'm here for you. You're welcome. Go to my website, beamazingyou.com, and book a session with me. And so then, what else is left for all of that routine? Now you have a routine. You figure out this is yours. I have two more things. Although I know I should supposed to just say only one, but there's two more. One and extra bonus. How about that? You need to give yourself reward. Put into your routine to be rewarded and celebrate yourself. Because if you don't know where you're going, or you never never understand what you accomplished already, it's kind of like climbing a mountain. If you will not look back to see how much progress you already did, it could be very daunting to kind of keep on going and keep on going. It's the same thing with the routine. If you're continuously doing the same thing over and over, it can get boring and you can think like, I don't know, isn't it really working? That's why you need to keep yourself maybe every month, at the end of a month, kind of check in with yourself and see, okay, yeah, I did this, I'm different than a month ago. This is working, this is great. Definitely. This is important also for you to know, do you need to adjust something? This is how you will find out. Am I feeling resentful? Is it, something that I want to add on? Maybe adjust a little bit, maybe ask for help. So you really need to do this sit down and with yourself, and then you need to reward yourself. Yes, I already said that. Because if you're not rewarded, then what for are you going this for, right? We're not being rewarded enough. And somebody can say, oh yeah, everybody always saying good job and whatever. Talking about rewarding yourself, validating yourself. That's important. Very important. Because you need to build a trust with yourself and with your progress. Because when you trust yourself, you will handle stress much better. And you will not be so stressed out for the future because you know that you can handle anything that will be thrown at you and you will be ready. And then the little bonus, be kind to yourself. You can set whatever you want. Nothing is perfect. Do not beat yourself up because you don't have a routine or you don't have whatever. Everything that I just said in this video, you need to give yourself permission to not do it. Yeah, I said that. It's important, but at the end of the day, if you are beating yourself up, where that's gonna go? Nowhere. So you need to kind of talk to yourself, and be your supportive parent or big brother, big sister, and get to conclusion that maybe something you can do now that can change your circumstances, that can inspire you to have a good routine, and then go with that. And maybe it's not a good time for you now. You're like, I don't want to do this. Don't. But also put yourself on a calendar and remind yourself to revisit that. Well, why? I already said why. So I hope this video helped. If you have a comment, or you have a great routine, or you have any tip about routine, I would love to hear it in the comments below. And February, we'll be talking about stress management in the relationships. Yeah, because we'll have a Valentine's Day. And I've seen a lot of people are stressing out that has to do with relationships. And I definitely will be covering that. And if you want me to cover something else for March, let me know in the comments below.